Well, there is more evidence this morning of our stalling property market, with auction clearance rates plunging to a 10-year low. Joining us for more is property economist Dr. Andrew Wilson. Good morning, Andrew.
G'day, Jane.
Look, it is grand final weekend,
Yes.
but that can't be the only reason. What is behind this?
Well, look, no doubt we could take a grain of salt with the results on Saturday to some degree, because we did have fewer auction numbers because of the beginning of school holidays and, of course, the grand final distractions. But if we do look back over the same period or the same weekend in previous years, numbers are well down. Clearance rates in Sydney, 10-year low, lowest we've seen since 2008 on this weekend. In Melbourne, really, it's near the lowest we've ever recorded on the grand final weekend. So certainly there's a little bit of a crisis of confidence now, I guess, emerging in our auction markets, particularly Melbourne and Sydney.
So if you're someone who has been weighing up whether you should be selling, should you be worried? Are there more troubling times ahead?
Well, look, traditionally the early part of the spring market is good for sellers and then it becomes better for buyers. So it really hasn't panned out that way this year. It's been quite tough for sellers, and really, given recent history, that it should only get tougher as the season progresses. So it really is a very tough ask for sellers at the moment, particularly tougher compared to how, I guess, positive the market's been if you've been a seller over the last 2 or 3 years. So, yeah, I guess you've just got to, understand that most sellers are buyers and buyers are sellers. So if you've got to give a discount, you might get a discount as a buyer.
And there'd be probably a few first home buyers rubbing their hands together, going, finally, something's going our way. If you are somebody, though, who is looking to sell your house, what can you do to make sure it does sell?
Well, look, obviously you've got to be more positive than you've ever been, and that means trying to make every post a winner, and realise that it's a much tougher market now, and it's going to take longer typically to sell your property, and that you may have to be a bit more circumspect about the price that you do accept. But look, we're into a whole new ball game now. It's going to be a much flatter market going forward, but it's a much more balanced market. Buyers certainly have perhaps the upper hand now at the moment, and but as I said, most buyers are sellers and sellers are buyers, so swings and roundabouts.
Yeah, the first home buyers, though, it's nice to see them finally getting some kind of break.
Absolutely.
Andrew Wilson, thank you.
Thanks, Jane.